Hey, good morning, everybody. Dr. Matthew here at Evolution Chiropractic. And as the weather starts to warm up, I see a lot more people running and walking outside. So this quick little flow is for individuals that are introducing running into their movement routine. And instead of stretching, I want to share the idea of just stable movements before you run. So a lot of people go from their desk job, right, in this flexed forward position, right to running. And what happens is a lot of people get tight and stiff. So let's play around with some movement before we run to prevent any injuries. So the first thing we're going to play with is just our shoulders. So we're just going to rolling forward, rolling back, rolling forward. Any global range of motion you can think about with your shoulders up and down, right? Because our arms are going to be going in this motion. So if we just introduce this motion before we begin, right, we can start to at least address any issues that could arise. So there's our range of motion with our shoulders, just kind of telling them that they're about to get to work. Let's big breathe big into our belly. So one hand on your belly, one hand on your back, and try to breathe into both spaces. So as you get taller, you stay tall and relax your breath. Hands on your side. Try to bring breath into your hands. Again, just getting tall, allowing that diaphragm to raise and lower with your breath. Next thing you can do is just some side reaches to open up our sides. So we live in a very flexed forward world, so let's open up and introduce some side motion to our life. Right now I can feel a little bit of tightness in my left shoulder when I do this. Cool, so next motion is going to be a hip hinge. So hip hinge. Put your hand on your pubic bone, so the bone right here in your groin, and I want you to have light knees. Your feet should be pointed inward. So instead of out like this, they should be in, right? So let's point them in, hand on pubic bone, and just big tall body. Push that pubic bone back into a hinge. So when you're in a hinge, your back should be long and straight. It shouldn't be arched. It shouldn't be rolled. It should just be nice and neutral and a lot of integrity within your spine with this motion. So we can go in and out of a hinge, so kind of like a good morning motion. Next thing you can do is in this hinge, start to lift left and right foot. So as you're hinging, you can lift your left and right foot to activate your calves. Another thing you can play with is in a hinge forward, just bring one foot over the other and really hinge forward and flex down. You can start to open up your hamstrings this way, your IT band, some of your glute fibers. Next thing we're going to do is a lunge, a standing lunge. So we're going to be in this standing position. I wish you could see my feet. I'm sorry you can't. My back foot is internally rotated. So my foot's not out. It's not in warrior position. It's rather in a lunge. I'm not on a tightrope. I'm kind of wide with my stance. But my back foot is actually pointed towards my front foot. In this position, my heel is up. So if this is the ground, instead of being flat on the ground, it's up. Next time I'll make sure that you can see my foot. So it's like this. There you go. Cool. So here's the position. We're going to reach forward. So hinge, arms up. We're going to reach forward. We're going to pump our back foot and pull ourselves down. We're going to pump forward, pull ourselves down. Pump forward, pull ourselves down. We're activating our glutes on this front leg, and we're activating our calves on this back leg. In this position, we're going to kind of go into more of a lunge, pull our pubic bone up, get tall and side reach. So we're really going to be stretching this hip flexor that we're about to be used. We sat all day, so now it's tight, and now we're going to stretch it before we activate it. Let's do the opposite side. So split stance lunge, back foot kind of up on our toes, forward, up. We're going to reach, pull back, reach, pull back, reach, pull back, go into a little bend, pull our pubic bone up. So there's my pubic bone rocked forward. I'm pulling it up, and I'm reaching. And I'm reaching. So again, we're activating and we're turning on certain muscles that have been tight all day, and now we're about to use them. Next thing we're going to do is a woodpecker. So in this split stance lunge again, we're going to hinge back, reach forward. So now you're loading this front leg that's bent. You're loading this front leg, and you're actually spiraling towards that front leg. And as you spiral, you'll notice all your glute fibers on the front leg side are going to start to turn on. And back, forward and back. So I'm like a woodpecker. I'm here, I'm spiraling. Let's do the other side. So right foot forward, left foot back. My left foot is internally rotated. I'm big and tall with my breath. My pubic bone is up. I'm hinging forward. I'm this way, and then I rotate. So I spiral into this motion. As I spiral into this motion, the glute fibers on my front leg start to activate and get ready for my run. So those glute fibers propel us forward throughout our run. Next thing you can start to do is just a really simple squat. Can you have a smooth squat all the way down to the floor, or do you notice anything in your knees that are creaking or needing attention? All right, so here's our squat, super simple. And then finally, let's just tell our ankles that we're about to move them. So you can do circles, or you can do the alphabet, so you can make capital letters, A, B, right, C. By doing the alphabet, you get a whole range of motion within your ankles versus just circles. So explore this area or explore this movement before you run today or tomorrow, and let me know how it goes. If you like this video, please subscribe, and any comments you have, please type them below. Cheers.